platform. This is Afia Kumsin with Africans Leaving America. We have someone very wonderful on our platform. Can you please introduce yourself, brother?
Oh, absolutely. Greetings, family. It's an honor to be here. My name is Ahmahtsiyahu. Most people just call me Ahmats, and it's an absolute honor and privilege to be here spending time with great brothers and sisters like yourselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. My first question for you is, when was your first time that you traveled to Africa?
My first time traveling to Ghana was in 2016. I took a tour of Africa with some friends of mine. And one of the stops along the way was Ghana, and it was just such a mind and eye-opening experience. And I knew I wanted to return, and I returned for my second time in the springtime of 2018, at which time I was convinced I wanted to return back to Ghana, and I returned back later in December of 2018 permanently, and I've been here consecutively now for a little over 2.5 years.
Wow. And I see that you have done a lot since you've been there. Can you tell us what your inspiration was for your Bamboo Roots Collective?
Sure, absolutely. It certainly has been an amazing journey. There's been a lot of development, all of which I would attribute certainly to passion and desire, and very much so feeling a sense of purpose, a calling to come home to Mama Africa and engage in sustainable development, to engage in an effort to work cooperatively with brothers and sisters throughout the diaspora, as well as our indigenous brothers and sisters, to go about the business of the upliftment and restoration of Africa and African people. Oftentimes I draw from the narrative of the building of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, the narrative that says that there were a people who certainly did not give credence unto the Most High, and that they were attempting in vain to build a tower unto the heavens to wage war. But nonetheless, there's principles that were applied by these people, of which they were so unified in thought, in word, in deed, that this narrative says that the Most High saw that nothing could be kept from them, so much so that they had to be scattered in language, in thought, in deed. So this suggests that through cooperative works, through unified efforts, through working as collectives, and certainly putting in place systems that work efficiently, systems that work effectively, we can accomplish great things. And certainly we would hope that those efforts would be such that it would give credence to the Creator, and give credence to doing what is good and right. So what we've seen is that Bamboo Roots Collective has become a very effective organization and very efficient at going about accomplishing common goals through the power of cooperative works.
Yes. And I've seen that. I've seen some group economics going on as well with your Roots Collective. Can you also tell us a little bit about that? Because you have a lot of sustainable living areas as well. I was researching and seeing all of the vegetation and the fruits and everything that you have going on, and your family is also involved with that. Can you also let the platform know how all that came about, getting your family on board, and also people from the diaspora that wanted to come in and help you as well?
Yes, certainly. So the collective economics was such that it's not mythical. Economics plays a role on this journey. By no means are we encouraging our brothers and sisters to just get on an airplane and come here with just limited resources, because you'll find that there's still a need to be able to have access to necessary resources to sustain yourself here.
Exactly.
So what we've done as a collective is certainly we've demonstrated our ability to work together cooperatively. What we now have been wanting to learn and demonstrate is our ability to work together in cooperative economics, specifically to generate the local currency. Most of our efforts to detach from the civilizations and societies and those systems that we came from,
Yes.
Which is very strategic, mind you.
Very strategic.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be dependent on the system you're coming from for too long. You know?
Exactly.
So we then in turn decided that we would begin to work to generate local revenue. So we looked at some various industries, ultimately settled on transportation, put together the business plan, and then we all pulled our resources together, having a shared invested interest, and then we started the business. What we found is that we are now employers. We've hired many locals, and we're empowering the local community as well as generating local revenue. So this is really just a model that we would seek to replicate. You know, we're starting with the transportation industry. Now we're looking at drilling boreholes. We're looking at investing in heavy equipment, which interestingly is not so much just about how much revenue can you generate, but what we've learned is also about how much resources we can save or preserve, because these are services that we currently outsource. We outsource for the clearing of land. We outsource for the digging of boreholes. So by establishing these businesses, not only can we generate revenue, but we can also save resources by utilizing our own services. And getting the family involved. You know, we've often heard the adage, if you build it, they will come. And we've just seen that by the establishment of the collective, it's attracted like minds and like spirits. Everyone just kind of gets in where they fit, if you will. And it's just been an amazing journey just to see everyone working together cooperatively.
And I've seen that people have been watching you, and some of them have even came to Ghana because of you. I saw a lady on your channel, and it kind of put me into tears because it was just like, wow, you know, we have our own people helping us come back to Africa, you know, and heal and be safe. Do you have an estimate on how many people that you have helped come back to Ghana for repatriation or just to get a visit in?
Not accurate. I've been urged so many times to create a guest log, a guest book, but I failed to do so. But I would say easily over 30 families have we assisted to repatriate to Africa over the last about a last year now. More so when the borders of Ghana reopened in September of last year. And it's been between two countries. We've seen families go to Tanzania as well as Ghana. We do have some relationships in Tanzania, but our greater reach is in Ghana. And right now on the ground, we have over 15 families here in Ghana, primarily between Accra and Cape Coast, the majority of which reside here in the Cape Coast area. So we've helped over 30 families to repatriate to Mama Africa over the last year, and many of whom are just having an incredible time. And there's a process or a program that BRC has put in place, which once you just apply or follow the program, what we're seeing is our brothers and sisters are coming home to Africa. They're getting established, they're getting acclimated, and they're setting up businesses of their own. Hey, we pay it forward. The goal is to pay it forward to help those who are coming to avoid the pitfalls and challenges that many of us have incurred as a result of not having these relationships here in Ghana. So we are just an organization that is working to pay it forward to continue to empower our brothers and sisters who would seek to come home to Mama Africa.
That's great. You know, because it is hard trying to come back to repatriate. Now, visiting is one thing, you know, that means you're coming back to wherever you come from. But to move, it is, you know, something that we really need education on before we come and while we are there. You know, so brother, I want to thank you for doing all of that for us because, you know, we are coming. We are. It's like the mass exodus. You know what I mean? We are preparing now so we can repatriate and be done with the United States.
Well said. Well said.
Yes. It's been time, you know, our ancestors didn't know how to get back home, you know, but we do. So we are living through them, you know, to come back home. And God is really, you know, waking me up to reach people to get to Africa, go visit and see if you want to repatriate. Because once you go to Africa as a melanated person, you don't want to come back to the States. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
true.
you experienced that as well, right?
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah,
yes.
I have no interest. I have no interest in returning back to Western society.
And how does your children and your wife feel about living in Ghana? I see the smile on their faces, and they just look like they just having the best time ever.
Yeah, yeah. So my family, they're very much appreciative of Africa, and we're very excited to create for our children not just intergenerational wealth, but also intergenerational health. We're raising them in such a way where they're able to access, very nutritious food, holistic organic produce, and in respects to intergenerational wealth, I had never foresaw myself as a landowner in America, but here in Ghana, I hold the indenture for 24 acres of land, of which, our organization shares with our BRC family members, and we're actually touring a new location tomorrow, whereby the paramount chief of the village of Anamabo, the traditional area of Anamabo, they are working to make a very large tract of land available to our organization in the hundreds of acres. So we're in early conversation regarding this potential project. So these are opportunities for us to hand up, not hand down, but to hand up, because we're ascending as a people, not descending.
Not descending.
So,
Yes.
So we have an opportunity to hand up intergenerational wealth to the subsequent generations, and we're very excited about that. We've often, heard stories of other ethnic groups, handing their children businesses and all types of resources. Well, we see the way now to begin to do so as well, but in our opinion, it's a lot more achievable in Africa.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I would want to create generational wealth for my family in Africa. I'm really not trying to create it here in the States, because the States is not for us, so why try to create something here when they don't even like it? You know what I mean?
That's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah, it is, brother.
Yeah.
So, what was your age that you just knew that you wanted to leave America? Like, I'm pretty sure you had something in your mind before you went to visit Africa. That's why you went to visit, So what was the last straw where you felt like, you know what, I'm not going to live here forever. I got to find a way out.
I had visited Northeast Africa, Israel in 2004, and
I saw that
going to Israel and seeing an African, an ancient ancestral people, because there's a misconception that it's just all Israelis, and I mean, when you go there and you sit amongst the people who are saying that their family has been there for centuries, you see that that land was originally inhabited by African people. So going to Northeast Africa, Israel, was one of the first indications that I knew I wanted to live, continental Africa. And then in 2016, I made another trip. I went on a tour. I went to Israel once again. I went to Kenya. I went to South Africa and Ghana. And that was at the age of 24 is when I went to Israel for the first time. And then I think it was, I'm trying to do the math here, what age it was I went back again. I think it was around 36 or 37, mistaken. So in my later 30s, I knew I wanted to come back, and it was just a matter of preparation. I just made a plan and said, okay, well, I'm going to put certain pieces in place, and once those pieces were in place, that I would actually make my move. But interestingly, I could have said that I would have stayed in America for any length of period of time to do things like save $100,000 and or create residual income. But I knew there had to be a cutoff point, or else I would have just done that song and dance for years. And that's not to suggest or to be judgmental to other strategies, because we all have our own strategies that we feel would allow us to be most successful. But what I will say is that ultimately you have to get on the plane, and it's up to you to determine, what level of courage, what level of faith, what level of determination, tenaciousness, perseverance that you possess that will inspire you to get on that plane, even when you don't feel it's most convenient, because the house is on fire and something should say it's time to run, to get out the house. Grabbed all your loved ones and get out the house. So I just made my mind up to say, hey, look, it's time to go. I had $4,000 in my bank account, and I got on the plane, but $4,000, 2.5 years later, now all praises, I think I'm on my fifth business. We have over 130 members of the collective. We have land, we have businesses, so I certainly there are no regrets on getting on the plane, even though I didn't feel I had everything that I would have liked to have in place prior to coming.
And I think that's one of the big issues with African Americans. We think we have to have so much money to come and live in Africa, even to visit, and you don't. I mean, once you get your plane ticket and your visa, you're pretty much set. Africa is not expensive as it is in America,
Exactly.
And that's the misconception that people have. They think that, you're going to be paying $800 a month for rent. It's not like that, So I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to have this interview with you, brother. I want to also ask you a question, which I ask everyone on this platform when I interview them. Do you feel safe in Ghana?
Oh, absolutely. I feel very safe in Ghana. I mean, for most of us on the ground, I would say one of the greatest annoyances in Ghana, is, unfortunately, as a lot of places on this planet, is just the culture of corruption. When you get to a police barrier, there's always a policeman trying to exact a little bit of money from you or something. But often I tell people, just have your affairs in order. If you own your car and you have the registration sticker, you have the insurance sticker, you either have an international driver's license or you've obtained a working residence permit, which has allowed you to get a local driver's license, then once your affairs are in order, then you can easily tell someone, well, no, I'm not giving you anything. And over time, people will learn to respect you. So outside of maybe an example like that, I wouldn't say there's too much else, for anyone to have any type of concern. Sure, when you walk outside at night, walk with the flashlight on your phone, because there are creepy crawlies on the ground.
Yeah.
Keep your door buttoned up nicely. But there's nothing in my mind to be fearful of. I mean, there are challenges in Africa, as there are all over the planet. But I would much rather the challenges of Africa than the challenges of Western society, where we've been systematically oppressed, as a people, overt oppression. Whereas here in Africa, although someone may refer to me as a white man, I know who I am. But at least no one is calling me the kind of, degrading names that we've. Yeah, I would like to just share that, we're here as an organization. I'm the spokesperson of Bamboo Roots Collective, our executive director, Shmaya. We're here to be of assistance to, those who would seek to work to find their way out of Western society, all of which the goal is to pay it forward, is to help you not incur the pitfalls and challenges that many of us have had prior to organizations like ourselves. And there are certainly more organizations on the scene. I think that the Bamboo Roots Collective's program has just really proven very effective and very efficient.
Very effective.
And we're here to help, check all the boxes, to dot all the I's, to cross all the T's. How do you obtain your visa? We'll help you obtain a visa on arrival if you don't want to send your passport off to the Ghanaian embassies in the U.S., or the UK, or the EU. We'll help you obtain a visa on arrival through our organization. We'll help you identify, the most cost-effective ticket. We will help you with the yellow fever vaccination waiver form. If you don't want to take the yellow fever vaccine, we'll help you obtain that waiver form. We will have our driver waiting for you at the airport. He'll have your picture, you'll have his picture. Y'all can identify each other. He'll call you long before you're coming, so you can get on a first name basis with who's picking you up. We have lodging here in Ghana, where you can stay up to 3 weeks at no cost with your membership to the organization, of which you'll receive 3 meals a day, all the coconut water, pineapple juice you can possibly drink, Wi-Fi. We have home agents. We have home agents who we will send you their contacts that you can reach out to long before coming, to speak with them, to get a sense of the value of different properties and floor plans, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. And then when you arrive, they will take you around to help you see the available properties. And then, of course, you're welcome to get involved in our cooperative business economic initiatives. So there's certainly a goal to make this journey more effective and more efficient. And, just lastly, what I want to say is that something that I've been seeing over time is still this division that exists in the midst of us as a melanated people. If the Europeans, despite the diversity of their nations during the Berlin Conference, can agree to carve up Africa and disenfranchise Africa and African people, then there's certainly more reason and incentive for the African to say, well, let's work together despite our diversity, whether it be religious, tradition, cultural. It's time for us to see reason to work together. And I often give this example just as a bit of, reference or a consideration. When someone is preparing to come to Africa and you've purchased your ticket and you go to the airport and you're about to board the plane, you never ask, can you be taken to the cockpit of the airplane so that you can observe and see whether or not the pilots either have a kufi on their head, they have the Tanakh sitting on the dashboard, if they have a prayer rug spread across the cockpit of the airplane, or if they finish reading a particular scripture in any particular book of school of thought. So if we don't place that level of expectation on the pilots to pilot the airplane to get us safely to Africa, my question would be, then why do we then get to Africa and place that type of expectation on each other? Expect is that the pilot possesses the necessary skill set to operate that plane safely to get us to our destination so that we can experience greater freedom and quality of life. So my encouragement would be for us to begin to dial it back a bit, and not to continue to place certain types of expectations on each other just because we may not believe or practice things exactly the same. There are some common principles, commonalities that draw us all together. We all need clean water. We all need clean food. We all need land. We all need education. There are some things that we all need, but if we always attempt to achieve these things individualistically,
it's never going to work.
That divide and conquer has infiltrated and been successful once again. We need to see reason to start coming together in spite of our diversity of an African people. And Africa is a very diverse continent. When you go to East Africa, they don't look exactly the same as someone in Sudan. If you go to South Africa, they don't look exactly the same as someone in West Africa. All African people, in spite of the differences that we possess. But one thing for sure is that we're all African people, and we have to begin to learn to work together. And I'm so thankful that Bamboo Roots Collective, in spite of the diversity of our members, we have all said, let's come together in principle. We're not a faith-based organization. However, we respect and honor the faith and beliefs of our members. We are just coming together in principles, and that has allowed us to be as successful as we have been.
How can we reach out to you, brother? Say for instance, if someone wants to come to Ghana for a repatriation or just to visit, how can they contact you and get in contact with you, brother?
Oh, sure. So I'll definitely send you my information, and you can list that in whatever platform you're sharing this video and this interview. But I'm on email is always a good start. I typically don't share my phone number over social media as I won't be able to sleep.
Hey, I've been getting phone calls from Ghana and Nigeria, and I don't know how they got my number. I'm telling you.
Right. and then my wife won't be too happy about that. All night too. But I'll definitely leave my contacts with you, and you're welcome to share those with others. And we do have a YouTube channel called Ahmahtsiyahu in Eden. Oftentimes, that's how we demonstrate, display the different types of works that we're doing here. So I would say email is always a good first point of contact.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you so much, brother. I really do. This has been a wonderful interview and a privilege.
All praises. Likewise. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes. And I will be wanting to do another interview with you here in a couple months just to see what's going on with you with your other acres that you're getting ready to go ahead and get done with. So yes, sir, I will be most definitely contacting you.
All praises. We look forward to reconnecting again.
Thank you so much, brother. This is Africans Leaving America. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.